Home of the Brave by Katherine Applegate. Chapters 34 to Chapter 34, Wet Feet. Even the wonder of crazy glue can't turn my aunt's dishes into their old selves. The next morning, I tell my aunt of my great mistake. She makes her lips into a line and closes her eyes, but she doesn't say a word. I would like it better if she could find her voice. Back in Africa, she and my uncle would argue so fiercely that their hut trembled. The cattle are stampeding again, the villagers would joke. Now I think maybe she is too tired to yell. When Dave comes to visit in the afternoon, I tell him about the broken dishes. He just laughs. That's nothing, he says. I once had a client who tried to wash his clothes in the toilet. This doesn't sound like such a wrong idea to me, but I decide to hide my thinking instead. I say, I must get a job, Dave, like my aunt, so I can buy her new dishes. Hold on, he says. We'll see about that soon enough. You just got here, Keck. You need some time to get your feet wet. I check my shoes. It's true enough that they are dry. That's called an idiom, Dave explains. You're going to run into a lot of those. It means get some experience. Dave turns to Gunwar, who's sprawled on the couch like a dozing dog. Actually, I've been meaning to talk to you about a job, buddy. There are openings at a couple fast food places on the bus line. Oh, Gunwar groans. He doesn't bother to open his eyes. I didn't come to this country to sweep the floors, he mutters. You gotta start somewhere, Dave says, and your mom needs some help with the bills. You're the man of the family now. A man doesn't wear a paper hat and give out ketchup packets, Gunwar replies. Ketchup is a fine food, isn't it? I offer, but Gunwar ignores me. Don't be intimidated, Gunwar, Dave says. He'll teach you the skills you need. I have many skills, Gunwar says, even with one hand. His words spark like lightning. Gunwar is a great herdsman, I say. He was one of the best in our village. We'll talk about this later, Gunwar, Dave says. I follow Dave to the door. I want to ask him something, but I'm afraid he will say no. I take a big breath. Do you remember the cow we saw that day? I asked. I would like to go back and visit her again. Gee, I can't today, Keck, Dave says, but maybe next week. He did not say no, I realized. So I try again, just like I would have with my own father. Sometimes if you ask enough, fathers turn maybe into a yes. But only sometimes. Maybe I could take the bus. My new friend Hannah takes the bus to many places, I say. She could come with me. Dave thinks for a moment. He takes a little piece of paper and pen out of his coat pocket and writes some words. This is where the farm is, but don't try going without a friend to help you, okay? Okay, I say, and I put the paper in the pocket of my jeans. Give her a pat for me, buddy, Dave says as he opens the door. I think he's just being kind, since I'm certain he's not a great lover of cows. I wave goodbye and smile to myself, with the secret comfort of a big smile. Bus. On the day with the name of Saturday, Hannah and I wait by the road for the bus to come. It's even bigger than the school bus, with the sour breath and slow growl of a starving animal. The door squeals open and I follow Hannah up the stairs. She pours quarters into my glove. Here, she says, do like I do. Her money clatters into a box by the driver. But I shake my head. The school bus is free. This one you pay for, she says. Come on, hurry up. The driver makes a face that says, stupid new to this country boy. But Hannah, I say, I can't take more money from you. Hannah tips my glove over the box and the quarters slip in with a happy jangle. She grabs my arms as the bus lurches forward. We pile into a seat near the back. See, my mom sends me money sometimes, Hannah says. Her nose and cheeks are red as sunset sky. Just, out of the blue. No explanation, no letter, just shows up. I used to write her and say thanks, but now I don't bother. She never writes back. Anyway, my foster mom always hands the money over to me. I give her some, and the rest I put in the box under my bed. And it's yours to spend, I say? Not mine. Hey, you get a job, you can pay me back. Meantime, keep your eyes open. I blink, but they are. I mean, look out the window for this farm. I'm not sure if Dave's got the right stop or not. I never noticed a farm out this way. It's a very small farm, I admit. After much snow and many buildings, I see the last little farm. The bus pulls over and we step into a pile of snow as high as our knees. There she is, I say. The cow is standing near a shed. She looks bored and cold. I thought she was a girl, Hannah says. She has horns. Girl cattle can have horns, I explain. Really? Hannah asks. Way to go, girl cow. So now what? When I take a deep breath of icy air, it is like swallowing an arrow. Now, I say, I get my job. Lou. It's hard to walk to the house where the owner of the cow lives. Much snow makes a home in my boots. When we get to the door, Hannah shows me a button that makes music happen, and soon the door opens. The old woman standing there doesn't seem surprised to see us. Well, hello, she says. May I help you, kids? I am Keck, I say, from Africa, and this is Hannah. From Minneapolis, Hannah adds. I'm Louise, the woman says, from the wrong side of the tracks. Call me Lou. Weren't you here the other day talking to my cow? I nod. I just wanted to say hello to her. Lou thinks about this for a moment. It's bitter out here. Come on in. We step into safe, warm air and sweet cooking smells. So are you two selling something, Lou asks, raising money for school? I'm here about your cow, I say. I see, Lou nods slowly. I think that she is not so happy, I say. I try to say it gently so that my words will not sting like an insect. Lou puts her hands on her hips. She's wearing jeans like mine and a big shirt. Her hair is short and silver, like a fresh moon. She has many wrinkles to show her great knowledge of the world. You two better sit. This may take some time. Lou points to the kitchen table. I was unaware that my cow was depressed, although I'm not entirely surprised. She has seen better days. Lou pushes a plate of cookies in front of us. Chocolate pieces tease like jewels in the sand. Please, she says, have some. I don't want to be impolite, so I take 5. He's big on chocolate, Hannah explains. Lou laughs. Now tell me, Keck, how you come by your knowledge of cows? Cows and cookies. Of course I want to answer, but I know it's important to eat all the cookies first, so that Lou won't be offended. Hannah helps. See, Keck got here from Africa. He's staying with his aunt and cousin, and he accidentally put her dishes in the washing machine, and now he needs some money to buy new ones. And since in Africa his family had lots of cattle, he thought maybe you could use some help. She pauses to take a bite of cookie, and now she can't talk either. Lou says. She goes to the cold, tall box to get some milk. I'm a little sad to see that the milk is not the chocolate cow kind. She pours the milk into glasses and watches while we drink. My husband's family came here from Norway, Lou says, and my great-great-grandfather came to the U.S. on a boat from Ireland. She pours herself a glass of milk. But Africa? Wow, how are you handling the winter? The cold hurts, I answer, but the snowballs are good. Lou smiles. So tell me why you think my cow is unhappy. It isn't because you don't care well for her, I say quickly. Not as well as I should, Lou says. My husband died last year, and with my achy old bones, I'm having a hard time keeping up. She picks up a cookie, but doesn't eat it. I may have to sell the place soon. I had an offer, a good offer, and I have a lot of hospital bills to pay off. I don't know. We'll see. We're all quiet for a moment. So, Lou says at last, what is it you think my old cow is in need of? She needs to be brushed and fed the finest hay. And without other cattle, she's lonely, I answer. She needs someone to talk to her. In my old home, they would laugh at me, but when I talked to the cattle, they would grow calm and easy to herd. I wait. Maybe my words are broken like my aunt's dishes, chips and shards that will not make a whole. Maybe this Lou will think I'm a moron boy. Have another cookie, Keck, says Lou. Night talk. That night, I wait far into the darkness for Gunwar to come home. He stumbles a little when he crosses the room, and he carries a bitter smell of smoke. Where were you? I ask. With some friends, he says, and he plops onto the sofa like a sack of grain. I've been waiting for you, I say. I wanted to tell you my news. I got a job. Gunwar lifts his head to stare at me. A job? Doing what? Helping a lady take care of her farm, for a while at least. She's old and her husband died last year. She can't pay me very much. But I think I'll make enough to buy new dishes for your mother. Gunwar's eyes say I'm telling a lie, or maybe a joke. How did you get a job like that? I lift my shoulders. I just went to her door and asked. Her cow didn't look good. Father would never have owned such a sad-looking animal. Gunwar drops his head and covers his eyes with his hand. Amazing. You just went to her door? I nod. I've been here a year and a half, Gunwar sighs. You've been here, what, a week? We're quiet for a while. I can hear the cold box humming. I do not want Gunwar to be angry with me. I want him to understand, because he is the only one who can. I miss the cattle, I say at last. I miss moving them, watching them graze. The sun so hot on your back, father singing. Gunwar doesn't answer. I think maybe I should not talk of days past with my cousin. I cringe, waiting for the heat of his words. Gunwar rubs his eyes, and when he speaks, his voice is sad, not angry. I always knew what to do, he says. Morning they'd graze, noon we'd lead them to the stream, afternoon we'd head for home. We always had somewhere to go, not like here, stuck in the apartment or at school. He sighs. It all made sense. Here, nothing makes sense. Maybe it will, I say. Maybe if we're patient. I hear the fear and hope fighting in my voice. You don't belong here, Keck, Gunwar says. This isn't our country. It never will be. Lots of people come to America from other countries, I say. Ms. Hernandez taught us that. Gunwar rolls his eyes. Poor immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Maybe someday we can go home again, I say. The war is older than our fathers were. The war is forever, Gunwar replies. He closes his eyes. Then where do we belong, I ask. I can see that he's sleepy, but I want Gunwar to tell me this one thing. I wait a long time for Gunwar to reply, but he's asleep, snoring softly. I watch his untroubled face. I cannot see him get up. Gunwar's words lie in my lap like huge rocks. I'm not strong enough to move. I sit and sit, waiting for the sleep my cousin has found, wishing for dreams of our old life of fine, strong cattle, gently complaining like tired children as we guide them safely home.